Hi, I'm Mike Power, President and CEO of Silver Range Resources, and this is a quick look at some of our projects in Nevada. First, a word from our lawyers. Silver Range is a precious metal prospect generator. We look for gold and silver. We work in Nevada, Nunavut in the Northwest Territories, and our focus is grade. Our corporate rule of thumb is to look for deposit models and targets that host mineralization running better than 5 grams a ton gold or gold equivalent. In Nevada, we concentrate on looking for epithermal, Carlin, and orogenic style mineralization. Currently, we've announced 13 projects in Nevada. They're generally located in the Walker Lane, along the North Nevada Rift, and in the emerging Eastern Nevada carbonate-hosted gold belt. We'll look at 4 targets: an epithermal prospect, a carbonate-hosted past producer, an orogenic target, and we'll throw in an oddball at the end. Let's start with Cold Springs, just off Highway 50 on America's loneliest road. The Coles Note summary of Cold Springs is pretty simple. It's a large, low sulfidation epithermal system. There's high-grade gold and silver mineralization at surface, up to 20 grams gold and 1,700 grams silver. There's been limited historic drilling, and this is a very accessible and easy to explore project. Cold Springs is on the northwest margin of an Oligocene caldera complex, so it's basically the same age as the mineralization at Round Mountain. Cold Springs is a large, low sulfidation epithermal system. Mineralization is associated with a quartz stockwork zone exposed on a hill. Within that stockwork are a series of quartz veins, and these carry the gold values. Surface samples that we collected last year were pretty impressive, up to 20 grams a ton. This is classic low sulfidation epithermal style mineralization. The gold's associated with quartz chalcedony veins. These are banded and zoned. They typically show quartz after calcite or quacks texture. The gold and silver is associated with ginguro, or a black sooty sulfide that's found primarily with coliform quartz. It's been drilled most recently by Northern Abitibi in 2006. They were targeting a deep feeder zone directly beneath the quartz stockwork using CSAMT. Instead, they intersected shallow mineralization. This suggests that we may have to look further outboard to find a large feeder zone, perhaps over in this area here. Gold Chief is a carbonate-hosted and perhaps Carlin-esque style gold target located just north of Caliente in eastern Nevada. The gold at Gold Chief is structurally controlled and it's hosted in carbonates. There's been small-scale production here, about 5,000 tons, with an average run-of-mine grade of 6 grams a ton. Recent sampling in the wall rock returned up to 14 meters at almost 2 grams, with one chip returning up to 4.5 grams. There's real size potential here, both to the east and to the north. Gold Chief is located on the flanks of the Caliente caldera complex. This is the same feature that hosts mineralization nearby at Delamar and Gold Springs. It's also of the same age as caldera complexes further to the northwest, which host mineralization at Round Mountain. At Gold Chief, gold occurs in Highland Peak carbonates. These are above the Stampede Detachment Fault, that's here, and above this tear fault or lateral ramp here. So they occur in these Highland Peak carbonates. The Gold Chief mine is located right here along the fault. It has documented historic production of about 5,000 tons at 6 grams. There's a smaller working up here they call the SOA mine, and that's saying quite a bit about it. But it also was targeting mineralization along the Stampede Fault. So the target here is basically gold in these carbonates that extend out under the alluvium here and are controlled by these two faults. Here's what the mineralization looks like. This is a shot along a hanging wall of a collapsed stope, and you can see the altered carbonate breccia. There's limonite, various manganese and iron oxides, calcite, quartz. Pretty grungy looking stuff, but it does run, and this isn't the stuff they actually were mining in the workings. This is the adjacent wall rock. The last shot we looked at was taken right here in the glory hole of the Gold Chief mine. The old-timers took out about 100 meters of material along the Stampede Fault, and it's our fervent hope that there might be lots more left along the fault, and perhaps in some permissible carbonate horizons that intersect the fault. To check this out, we're planning on running a 3D IP survey at Gold Chief commencing within the next month. Strongbox is located in the Walker Lane over near Death Valley and hosts orogenic or perhaps intrusion-related gold mineralization. There isn't a whole lot to say about Strongbox at this point beyond the fact that there's widespread gold in the area, up to 27 grams in our very cursory initial sampling, and there's been recent placer mining and hard rock mining in the area. Quite frankly, we were very surprised by the results that came out of Strongbox. They were quite good. Here's a sample plot. This is basically a day's work. The gold we found is mostly clustered in this area here, where there's been some placer mining and dry wash work and some limited underground working in some rather altered rocks. There's also underground workings on the other side of the wash or dry creek you can see here. They're fairly significant underground workings. They weren't very well sampled. Nonetheless, some very good results out of a first pass, and that's encouraged us to keep moving with this project. At Strongbox, there's extensive clay and hematite alteration on the west side of Tule Canyon. This is the area where the dry wash or placer operation was run, and also where there are a number of limited small high-grade underground workings and some good surface samples. On the east side of Tule Canyon, the veins are more impressive and they stand out in some pretty resistant rocks, so it's a much better situation for underground mining. Let's have a look at some of the underground workings here. On the east side of Tule Canyon, the veins were developed through a series of adits, drifts, raises, and winzes to access stopes about 1 meter wide. Here's one of the stopes here. You can see the ground holds out well with just stulls. Sericite and epidote alteration. There's a party balloon that blew in from LA. And they developed these using raises, some of which go right to surface, and a series of winzes. We don't know how much material was pulled out of here, nor its grade, because there are no documented records for this area. We've gone in this spring and done more geological work, some alteration mapping, a bit of soil and stream sediment sampling, and we're running a geophysical survey there right now. It's the objective of trying to see if this is a much larger system. It certainly has the grade. Okay, here's the oddball, Rand. It's located south of the Rawhide mine and northwest of the Rand mining district, north of Hawthorne. It's in the Walker Lane. It's just south of the Rawhide, and when we originally looked at it, we thought maybe we were looking at a high sulfidation epithermal target, but it seems to be something a little different. Rand is hosted in lower Mesozoic intrusive rocks. It's definitely structurally controlled, vein and breccia hosted. It carries impressive gold grades, up to 35 grams in our initial sampling, and some nice copper numbers as well. While there are a number of historic workings in the area, this isn't documented as an MRDS showing at all. At Rand, economic mineralization is hosted in quartz with malachite, azurite, and chalcocite. The structures consist of veins, tabular zones, and breccia zones. There's been 3 areas of mineralization located to date, and these have been investigated with shaft pits and trenches. We saw no evidence of drill holes in the area of this mineralization, but there were vertical drill holes in limestone peripheral to the intrusion. Here's the results of some cursory surface sampling. What we found is basically gold comes with the copper. Best gold grades ran up to 35 grams, copper up to 19%, and the two are correlated. We're not sure what's going on here, but like all good geologists, we have to have a model. And what we think we might be looking at is intermediate sulfidation mineralization marginal to the rawhide complex. Although we have to state that the very high copper is a little unusual. So that's it. That was a quick look at 4 out of more than 13 projects we have in the Silver State. They might not even be our best ones. If you're looking for prospects in Nevada, why not give us a call? You'll find us on the High Grade Trail.